Welcome to Stars Across Kentucky with entertainers from all the genres of music. The roots of country music can be found right here in the Bluegrass State. From country, gospel, bluegrass, to comedy and R&B. We invite you to listen in with us today to enjoy the artists that are just here, some that are hot in the charts and in the region, to those that are inducted into the Kentucky Music Hall of Fame. I'm Charlie Napier, your host, and welcome to Stars Across Kentucky on WRBK 1460 AM, 97.7 FM, and around the world on WRBK1460.com. Away we go on Stars Across Kentucky, and boy, I tell you what, don't waste any time at all. We got a gentleman here. He found the radio.
He did find it, yeah, for sure.
But you can't go to these Googles and things like that, because back 20 years ago, the office was where you went. And now, 20 years later, we're
just a little late.
Yeah. Well, welcome Reed Fields into the studio here. Reed, it's good to have you.
Glad to be here. I appreciate you having me out.
I told Reed we didn't get into where he is and where he's from and all that. I said I want to do that on the show live as we go, because that's what makes shows fun, is to learn as you go, and makes me curious, more curious about. I know. Listen, we'll talk about your latest single here after a while, but he's a very well-qualified hand to have that instrument in his hand here. Where are you from, Reed?
From Owensville, Kentucky.
Owensville, Kentucky.
Bath County.
Yeah, that's a good long little haul, isn't it?
It's not far. We travel quite a bit playing, so I'm used to travel. And,
yeah.
And it's kind of short coming here, really does. We enjoy coming down this way for sure.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I've been over into Bath County, doing some car shows and things like that.
It's a small county. We have, of course, Owensville's the county seat there. And probably, roughly, I think the last census I looked at, we had a little over 12,000 people there in the county.
About like us. We've got about 15, a little over 15,000 here. So, small county, but
mainly. Well, basically based on tobacco farming years ago, but tobacco's kind of been.
That's funny that twice this day, a friend of mine came from north of here, stopped by when he was on a trip, and he mentioned tobacco today, and that's what we grew up. We grew up with tobacco, didn't we? I mean, we didn't know any better.
It wasn't just a occupation was just a way of life.
It was a way of
lifestyle.
life,
It was
yeah.
a culture in a sense,
Yeah.
really to me, because everybody did it.
Everybody
Everybody helped each other.
Everybody helped each other, and of course back then we had large families. And gosh, good afternoon, Phyllis. Gosh, we're getting a lot of people on here. You know what's interesting about the show, Reed, is a lot of the entertainers, and Phyllis is an entertainer herself. They jump on and off here to meet new entertainers, and this show has connected so many. And I've got to give a plug to my new YouTube page. Go to YouTube.com, go to Country Charlie 21, and click on him, and you'll see, gosh, I think 79 hours of shows.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I didn't want to talk too much about it when I first started. This has only been a work of 2 weeks now. So you can say I've been on the computer at home.
It's going to be fun to watch.
It will be, and I'm already seeing, folks are getting traffic. My grandson told me last night, he said, "Grandpa, why aren't you talking about your shows?" And I said, "Well, there wasn't enough to watch. You gotta have something up there." And now there's 79 of them up there, and you got a lot. And this show will be posted on YouTube, Country Charlie 21 time. We'll post it up there tonight.
Great.
And this is something, I'm so proud of you, all you entertainers out there, for just like coming from Bath County today. That just amazes me how you and me, love what we're doing.
I'm blessed to be able to do what I do and make music, and that's a big part of it. Of course, we're going to try to make $1 or $2 here and there.
Yeah.
But I retired from teaching early to do this, so.
So are you a teacher?
I was a teacher for 20 years.
Well, shake the hand of another teacher.
All right. Head football coach for 10 years as well. So
wow. Wow. Well, what an interest. See, I told you, that's what I like about these shows, is finding out things on the fly like that.
Yeah, it was a really rewarding profession for me.
Oh, yeah.
But especially when I was a head football coach and teaching too full time, it's just, music just went aside for 10 years pretty much.
Yeah, I've got some good friends that are football coaches, and I'll tell you, that's got to be the hardest job in the world.
24/7.
It's got to be the hardest.
If you're not there, you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
You're doing something,
Always looking at films and videos and studying and thinking. And
can't sleep at night because
can't sleep.
If you won the game, you're so happy you can't, and if you didn't win it, then you're trying to figure out why you didn't win it. You blame it on yourself.
Exactly. Well, let's get into something fun here, because that's serious stuff here. Let's do a song, and we'll continue our conversation as we go along here. We want to welcome Reed Fields to Stars Across Kentucky.
Well, this is, we just released this song. I've got a new album coming out. It's been coming out for longer than I wanted it to. It's been taking a while. But we're in the final processes. We're sending it out. It's taking a little longer because we're getting vinyl pressed, so we're trying to do that right. The song's called Too Good at Being Bad, and we released it on all the digital platforms, streaming platforms out there on the 11th of this month. So.
And it's good. I took a sneak peek on it.
I appreciate that. I hope I don't botch it for you here. Too Good at Being Bad. I'm thinking about you, baby. I keep wondering where you've been. The good loving that we've been making, can we ever make it again? You left me without a warning, stone cold in the dead of the night. There's no way I could have seen it coming. Girl, you never even turned on your light. You're too good at being bad. Living on this edge with you, honey, all that drives me mad. There's no escape, and you're the best I've ever had. You're too good at being bad. sitting here going crazy. I keep thinking about way back when you left him to be with me. Honey, I should have known you were bound to leave again. Must have had a good teacher, baby. Things you do don't come naturally. But someday you're gonna need some practice. You know exactly where I'll be. You're too good at being bad, and living on this edge with you, girl, always drives me mad. There's no escape, and you're the best I've ever had. You're too good at being bad. You're too good at being bad, bad, bad. Living on this edge with you, girl, always drives me mad. There's no escaping, you're the best I've ever had. You're too good at being bad. You're too good at being bad. Honey, you're too good being bad.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
That is good music there.
I appreciate that.
Reed.
It's got a little
Wow.
bluesy feel to it.
So, some of the comments here from entertainers, Jerry and Vicky Petrie says, "Good job," and
Thank you
Wayne
all.
McClure loves your thumb and finger roll on that guitar.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. That's not something everybody does.
You know, I just try. I felt like I loved the sound when people were doing that. A lot of my influences were like Chris Knight's a big influence. He does a lot of that finger roll stuff, and then Steve Earle was a big influence, and Guy Clark, those type of people, Americana singer-songwriters. And it just kind of helped me write because I feel like I come up with more melodies, you know, when I'm writing songs. So,
How long have you been at this?
gosh, I'm trying to think exactly. I started trying to play guitar when I didn't really pick up a guitar and try to play it on. I was like right at the end of my college days. So we're
Okay.
talking, you know,
You can't,
Early
actually, you
20s.
didn't have time to play.
early 20s, yeah. And really end up getting in a cover band or two, and we, you know, it was fun. And then I really didn't start writing seriously about 6 years ago, 5, 6 years ago, trying to write and really create stuff that was. I had some songs, you could call them a song, I guess, back then, but you know, I always wanted to write, but just never took the time to try to do it.
Well, that one right there, that first one you played, it's already been probably my favorite, maybe.
That's great.
We'll listen on here. Trudy Sobey Rose.
Yeah.
You know Trudy?
Yeah, a lot. Trudy, she comes out a lot to our. We host a lot of writers' nights.
No,
so
she's
great.
she does a lot of
Does a
writing.
great job.
And she said her favorite song of yours must be "The Devil."
Yeah, we'll do that one if you want to.
Well, let's
You
do it.
want to do it now?
Yeah, let's lay it on. Trudy's listening in. That's what she wants to hear.
Trudy, here must be the devil. This song's also on the album, and we released it on July the 4th. Must be the devil, where you took my soul. But I'm still alive, I'm barely hanging on. There's no doubt I'm headed down a long hot road. Have to be the devil, lost all control, and there's a good chance one day we might just meet up in hell. So can you even imagine all of the stories we'll tell must be the devil. We're on the same level. You must be the devil. I was so foolish, but everything felt just right till you walked away, just like a thief in the night. Most of my world just left here with you. Girl, you have to be the devil. Lord, if I only knew. And there's a good chance one day we might just meet up in hell. Can you even imagine all of the stories we'll tell? We're on the same level. Must be the devil. We're on the same level. You must be the devil. You must be the devil. The way you took my soul.
Yes, sir. Boy, I tell you, that's one of those songs you're doing a lot of thinking going on. It must be the devil.
Must be the devil.
We'll take a short break here, and we found us a keeper right here today with Reed Fields. We'll be back after this with Stars Across Kentucky. Reed Fields. Trish Torline.
Trish, yeah. Trish comes out there.
You know a lot of these people. They know a lot. Maybe they know you well, or you know them well.
We host, like I say, we host, now it's up to 6 a month. We're hosting songwriters showcases.
Really?
At different venues, 6 different venues.
Is
And we
that
bring in like 6 to 9 songwriters, and they'll play 3 to 4 songs, you know. And it's a really good way for them to get the music out and motivate to write, and plus pick up a few gigs, hopefully.
And that's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah,
Is to
that's
help
it.
you to do that.
And I love this platform, and I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, if you've got some of those people of your quality,
I'll send them your way.
yeah, we need to work really, I think, together and carefully and promote Kentucky's independence.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, I have been so, in the beginning, it's sort of, when I first started this show, I thought, man, I don't know. And a little bit, I just told them, I went on the radio, I told them, I said, if it flops, I'll just say it's a flop and I'll take it off.
There you go. That's you know.
But it never flopped. It kept flipping wrong.
Yeah.
and it's actually called on Sting.
You do a great job. Yeah.
Well, it's not me, it's you guys on
Yeah, I mean,
the
but
side.
you have to make a flow with this interview, you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah.
And the interviews are easy if you have somebody that's a good interviewer. If not, they're tough. I've had some, you know, and I'm not saying a lot of them, but if you get one that they're not good questions, it's hard to,
Yeah.
you can't just pull stuff out of
Well,
midair.
that's why I say I like for it to flow and go.
What makes you more comfortable as an interviewer and an interviewee, you know, really?
James Miller down in Texas listening in. He's an entertainer.
I've toured a lot of Texas with Chris Knight. I've toured opened some shows for Chris down
Yeah,
there.
I think that we'll come back and talk about
Yeah.
some of your. Got a very impressive guest here today, Reed Fields. Reed, I want to talk a little bit about some of the places that you've played, and maybe some of the groups you've played with, and then we'll talk about the songwriter stuff here in a little bit. But right now, let's talk about Reed and your career in this.
Career, I think the first where we're playing now, you're talking about.
Well, just,
yeah.
let's go back to the beginning and bring it up to now.
Okay, over the years, we'll say, the first group I played with ended up being a band named Silver Ridge, and just had players, a couple guys from Bath County, guy from Powell County, and we played some places locally, and just mainly cover tunes. Maybe had one or two originals in there, and we went for probably 3 or 4 years. Close, roughly. It's been a while. Then I played in a bluegrass band called Flat Creek, and we played Rudy Fest, not Rudy Fest, but Poppy Mountain up in Moorhead.
Yeah,
Festival.
that's a very.
We opened for.
Is it still going?
They still have Poppy Mountain, and also Rudy Fest is held there.
Okay, I know
they
Poppy
had
Mountain.
Rudy Fest was up around Grace, and it was a huge festival off the interstate there, off 64, and it got flooded really bad one year, and it had some damage to a lot of RVs, and it was really bad. But they moved it to Poppy Mountain facilities. And those are both great festivals. But we opened for Lonesome River at Pioneer Park one time down in Winchester. And that was a great, fun time. And
Well, do you have a band that you play with?
Now?
Yeah.
now, if I have some members that I don't really have a band that's solely my band. I have guys that I can draw from to pull in the band. And the last few full band shows I've done on this album, we had Chris Knight's guitar player, Chris Knight's bass player. There was Shaky Folks and Brian's on, and then Isaac Frost, who played lap steel on there. And then I had Jim Lauderdale's guitar player, Frank Carter Rishi, and his sister Lily Mae plays fiddle, and she played on there. Frank did some harmony vocals, and then Ilya Portnoy played harmonica on Must Be the Devil. He's Frank's roommate. He's from Russia, really neat guy.
Yeah. Well, it takes a while, and all those artists there, and then it takes a while to get all this together, doesn't it?
It does. Seems like we did it 2 years ago, and it just seems forever. But if we play, I'll bring in, when Frank and Brian are not on the road with Chris, they come up and play shows with me, and they stay at the house with us. And then I got a guitar player that he's phenomenal out of Ashland, Phil Osborne. He just does a great job on any kind of music. I mean, he's just a great guy too, and he plays with us. So we try to do 4-piece stuff. And then I do duo shows. Alden Oldfield plays some with me on steel guitar, and Phil plays some duo stuff with me. Trio shows I've played with Elijah Miller. He's in Nashville now. He's out of Boyd County, and Aaron Stevens, drummer. So we opened for Chris at a trio sellout show, and Chris was playing trio show at the Burl back in previous January.
Well, I'll tell you what, you do a heck of a solo show.
Hey, I appreciate that. We do more, and it's not by choice. I love to do full band shows. I love to do duo shows, trio shows, but it's just so hard to do it if it's your sole income. And I'm a full-time singer-songwriter, so some venues can't afford to pay that, and it's really hard for me when I'm trying to, because I want to try to bring in the best musicians I can, and you got to give them what they're worth, and it's hard to get what they're worth, and I understand that because everybody's struggling as far as the venues, to stay afloat, but it's just hard to go out and play a show and have your band there and feel like you got to pay them a lot of money out of your pocket to play.
Yeah, oh yeah, and you really can't do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
not when it's a business.
Exactly, and the diversity in your music, of course, you've already sort of, I guess, tapped into many entertainers out there, and you all can, like I know Jeff Parker. I mean, they pick the telephone up, and say, Jeff, can you play with us tonight? And they may be in Nashville, which is where he's been playing lately.
Yeah.
And you do the same thing.
We try to get, and usually right now, if I play a full band show, it's either somebody's asked me to play that at their venue, and I have to have enough lead time to try to get everything worked out and see who's going to be playing with me.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just hard to find bands that are. There's a few out there locally.
It's hard to keep
stay
them
together.
Yeah, it's hard to keep them together.
Yeah.
I remember the last time I had. I mean, it's just one of those things. Even though you love it and you love all of them, it's just hard to keep that harmony together. That when I say harmony, I guess I'm not talking about.
Well, you're just talking about
the brotherhood,
chemistry, both together. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it's even as a musician, I call them a hired gun because there's so many out there. You know what I mean? That play with so many different people. It's harder for them to play with someone that does the original music than it is cover tunes, because those popular cover tunes, they've already learned those, so they're going to have to go through and chart and learn this original music, so it makes it tough.
Well, you got a young lady that I think a lot of, Katie Grace Music.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
She's right here local.
Yeah. We've been in some stuff together.
Yeah, and Katie, first time I had her on here, I had her on once, and then I had her on a second time. And she just won my heart with the song that she sang. And it's young people like that you know, I encourage her to attach to move on into music with, because you're a teacher of other entertainers. You're helping some of the young ones to come on.
Well, we try to, for sure. I mean, you know, with the rounds we're hosting, and I don't ever give anybody advice on anything they're doing unless they ask for something, and because I've got so much to learn. You know, I'm just
always learning.
I've got so much to learn every day.
Yeah. I mean, life is a process of learning and a process of teaching.
Yeah.
All right, what are you going to sing?
Well, I think I'm going to try one that we haven't recorded yet. It's called this song called "Where You Gonna Go Now." And I wrote the song with a guy in Nashville named Jay Edwards. Jay is a phenomenal singer-songwriter. Vocals unbelievable. He's been doing it a lot of years. He's out of Louisiana, Arkansas. He's in Nashville now, so just a great guy too. Hopefully we're gonna write some more stuff together. Anyway, it's just this hook started, believe it or not, on a golf course, because I'm always listening to people talk. Mm-hmm. And the guy was having a bad day, and he was kind of spraying the ball around everywhere. Hit 2 in a row out of bounds on 2 consecutive holes. And another buddy said, "Well, where are you going to go now?" You know, he was getting ready to tee off. I thought that's a song. So,
is that the name of it?
yeah, it's the name, but it's nothing about that. It's nothing about that. It's just a hook to ride around to make it. We'll see how she goes.
Out, chasing your lies all around and around. Let me know when you find out. Every old highway leads you back over to my way. Every back road has a place to turn around. So engines are burning. Sooner or later you got to slow down. There's no room for doubt. You know where you're bound. Where you gonna go now? Will you figure this out? Chasing your life all around, around. We will find out. 'Cause every old highway leads you back over to my way. Every back road there's a place to turn around. This train can't keep running. Sooner or later you gotta slow down. There's no room for doubt. Know where you're bound. If you ever feel like the road you chose was wrong, don't be afraid to come back home. Lead you back over to my way. Every back road there's a place to turn around. This train can't keep running. Its old engines are burning. Sooner or later you gotta slow down. No room for doubt. Know where you're bound. Where you gonna go now? Where you gonna go now? Where you gonna go now?
I love it.
Like that.
Where you gonna go now? I've liked every one that you have sang so far.
That's
So
a good thing.
we're going to take a short break. Back with Reed Fields on Stars Across Kentucky.
I don't use a pick a lot, but
You know that somebody asked here if you did bluegrass, any bluegrass.
I used to do bluegrass. I don't have any bluegrass songs I do now.
You sound like you're country all the way. Yeah, you got a good country sound.
And I love doing bluegrass. It's just like when we were doing that band, I was trying to write some bluegrass stuff, and I had some bluegrass written, and I could never get them in the studio to record it. So I was kind of like, I'm just.
You know, back when I was playing, we played some bluegrass too, and the best time to catch them was out in the field somewhere, where they're huddling around 4 or 5 or 6 of them.
I might trying to think if I can pull this off or not.
It is always good fun. We are open every day from 10 a.m. to 6
I don't know. We might try that a little later for him. But wait a minute.
All right, we got Stars Across Kentucky here, Reed Fields, and he is a singer-songwriter. Reed, we want to talk about the writing business, something that I got involved with it in Tennessee at a little pub out there, I guess you'd call it. My sister and family, we went in and sit down, and what I saw was an older writer, a younger writer, and sort of in between. And then what amazed me was the difference between younger and older.
Styles.
Yeah.
No doubt.
The older style, when I left, I told you, the older writer, I said, man, you're writing real country. The younger one was writing sort of a good verse, and then he would sing something over and over and over, 15 times at least.
Yeah.
But good songwriters, you have to stick with your lyrics and not repeat it, like a dozen times.
It's a work in progress for me, and I'm still trying to learn how to do it, correct, do the whole songwriting process, and I feel like I've gotten better, especially from when I started, but you just want to make sure your lyrics have substance, they stick.
Exactly.
And you got to have that hook in there.
Got to have a storyline.
Yeah, got to have that hook, and you can't stray away from that too much, because I hear people that I think, man, that's a great song, and I hear mine sometimes and I trash them when I do it.
Yeah.
That's a great song, but what's the message in it?
Yeah.
I don't hear it. There's got to be something you can kind of just grab onto.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's not there.
Yeah, and listening to some of the songs you're saying here, each one of them, there was a hook in each one of them that I've listened to so far.
And that last one, I'll probably repeat that more than any line I do in a song. It's the title of the song, but they're saying now, and I guess it's kind of the normal. They're saying the best way to do it is really hit home with that hook and just drive it. But sometimes you can overdo it, I think.
Yeah,
They talk about repeating too much stuff.
And the younger writer, I mean, the substance in his music that I listened to, it wasn't there, just like you were saying. And the older writer, the substance was there. He repeated stuff too, but not like, multiple times at the end of each trip there.
Gotcha.
And but it was interesting to see the generations from the older writer to and these older writers have written for several stars out there in Nashville, and but boy, you could tell the difference.
Yeah, there's a lot of style. If we have a night of 6 writers at a showcase that we're hosting, I mean, you might have 6 different genres of music there, 6 different writing styles.
Yeah, exactly.
And it makes it neat.
Yeah.
Really.
And that's something interesting here. Sometimes we have some blues, rhythm and blues kind of music. Sometimes we'll have. I don't know. We've never had. We've had a bluegrass band or two, Restless Leg band.
Restless Leg String Band.
Mm-hmm. They were good, very good. And then of course.
Is that Katie? Katie did it.
I think so.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
She did some stuff. She used to host an open writers event down at in Louisville.
Yeah.
I've been down there before.
Now, do you host your events all over the place, or do you have a particular place?
We
that
have
you do this?
one. There's a Maiden City Brewing Company in Cynthiana and one in Paris, and we host one each there a month. Then we host one every other month at Riverbend Pub and Grill in Vanceburg. They do a great job with touring writers up there and touring singer-songwriters and promoting local music as well. Tim Poe and Susie Poe, we love them. And then we started doing one a month or so ago in Campton at 145 Roadhouse. And I love that venue too. We play there probably more than anywhere. Trying to think here where the others are. Missing one. Waterfront Grill and Gathering. That's a great place too. They got hit again a little bit there, and then because they're right on the river. I don't know if you know where Waterfront is, but we've got a round coming up there, and they always treat us the best down there too. It's a great place to play. So we're playing all those. And now Fairfield Pub. They asked us to play in Ohio, so we're going to be in Fairfield, Ohio now once a month.
Yeah, and that's really what's really neat about this show here is where, we will continue to make connections like you, and then there'll be somebody come from you that will come here and do the show, and you all pretty much know who's in the higher cotton.
Yeah, and networking, you hit the nail on the head. It's everything in this business, and I'm sure your business too. But I mean, but networking is so important.
It absolutely is, yeah. And I'm glad we can have a platform like this in one of the most historic places in Kentucky.
Absolutely.
I mean, music was born right here. Country music was born right where you are.
Yeah, I've played for Donovan over there at the
Kentucky Music Hall of Fame.
Those writers' rounds.
Yeah.
It's been a year or so. Lucky, but I got another one of those if you have him around.
I know Donovan. I had him in school.
I like
I was his
Donovan, man.
teacher.
We've played a lot of shows together.
Yeah. And he's
good guy, too.
he's doing a lot of local things in the region here.
Yeah, he does good stuff.
So what you got next?
I think I'm going to do probably the most country sounding song off my album. Dad used to listen to a whole lot of Waylon and Willie back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Got to be in tune to do this one for sure. But I kind of wanted to write something what I thought was on the lines of what they were doing out and looking back when they were writing that stuff, that style of music. So it ended up being a song called "If You're Leaving," and this one's on the album as well. Turned out better than I could have expected.
Now, where did you get your storyline? If I'm leaving,
Where did I get it?
yeah, what's the storyline?
Honestly, I'm kind of I read that book, Guy Clark's about writing and how they used to do it, and they would go out a lot of times at night in Nashville and just sit in a bar and listen to people talk, and they would get their hooks that way. So that's kind of where this hook came from.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if you think about it, if somebody's saying it, that's a phrase, then it's pretty catchy, or it's something to write about because you're writing about somebody's problems or something. But this is not a true story. So anyway, if you're leaving. Let's do it again. I think I'm still out of tune here. I don't know why these strings are giving me trouble.
I do. The temperature.
In here?
Yeah. Those strings expand and contract easily.
Let's try her now. If you're leaving, I think I'll leave too. Never had anybody make me feel like you do. Don't mind me saying all these things that are true. If you're staying, I think I'll stay too. There's no place too far away that I wouldn't go. Anywhere my love for you, I'd follow you through the fires of hell, just to prove how my love burns true. Won't you sit down? You
say you can't stand anymore. Let's talk this over. Got to be sure. Honey, you know and I know we're worth fighting for. If you're leaving, we can walk out that door. There's no place too far away that I wouldn't go. Anywhere with my love for you, I'd follow you through the fires of hell, just to prove how my love burns true. So if you're leaving, and I'm leaving too. If you're staying, I'm staying. I'm staying with you.
I did have a little Willie sound to it.
I don't know. It's been 3-4 times stuff.
I like Willie. He's had a song that I've played for years on car shows. On the Road Again.
Yeah, he's
Wore it out.
something special, man.
He is, absolutely. You know, I was noticing your guitar. The Gibson guitar, in our family, my sister played a Gibson like that. That's a rather old Gibson, isn't it?
It's about a 2008, maybe 2008.
Yeah,
2009.
it looked a little older
Yeah.
than that.
I haven't had it a long time. A friend of mine, actually, we met at one of the rounds that I put together. He'd moved back to this area. He'd been gone several years, and I'd never met him before. When he came in, we had a lot in common, same age. He's from Montgomery County, which borders us. And he came out again, and he said, "Man, I've got a guitar you need to be playing." He plays mandolin now. And I said, "What is it?" He said, "J45. I said, "Well, I'd be interested in it." He said, "Well, you take it and play it. Play it as long as you want to, and see how it goes. And if you like it and want to buy it, we'll talk about the price." So I played it one show and knew I wanted it.
Yeah.
It's really good for singer-songwriters. I feel that it's because of mellow sounding.
It's got a really good sound to it. I have a D28, and they sound almost all, the Martins sound almost completely different.
They're different because
That's more bassy like sound.
Gibson's got the mid skipped out, or
Yeah.
scooped out of them pretty much, and the Martins have that more high and low.
They have that high and
More
low.
high. I've got a.
Yeah.
I was really fortunate. My uncle gave me, my uncle JR gave me a guitar right the night before I went down and opened for Chris at the Burrow. I was telling you about that show earlier. A 1971 D35. Yeah,
Wow.
it's a great guitar.
Yeah. You have that one?
I do have it. Yeah, I don't take it out and play it a lot.
Mine is a 70s model.
Yeah,
Yeah. And it's got personality.
there's a difference in the 28 and 35 too. You know,
Yeah.
isn't there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Totally
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. The 28's the one that I've always
Oh, they're great.
played. And we hung it on the wall down in the valley, and anybody that came out on the stage wanted a guitar, they'd just go and pick up a guitar
Seems like
off the rack.
The 28 is always been, or what I've heard. I don't know. I haven't played one that much, but it's better for flat pickers.
Yeah.
It seems like
Yeah.
more of that type picking.
But it does, now, Jonelle Fisher, she played one just like you're playing. And I'd be standing on one side of Jonelle and she'd be on the other side. And you could hear more, sometimes she played her some, almost sound like a way she played, like a snare
I got you.
drum over there. And of course mine was more of the, as you were just talking about, the highs and lows and that kind of thing, bringing out the
Yeah, it's got
different kind of rhythm, I guess you'd say.
and and I love playing all. I've got a Takamania too, and it was great. I mean, it still is if I'd get out and play it. But I fell in love with this one right now, and it's just kind of what I'm playing.
Well, you keep on playing it. You're doing a great job.
I appreciate
with it,
that.
for sure. All right, let's move on to another song here. Time's going to run out on us here.
Good deal. We'll get another one in. Let's see. This song. This is a newer song too. I haven't recorded this. I've already got enough right now to do another album. So this song this was written one Sunday morning in a very quick time frame. I just started thinking about getting older, aging, and all the things that have changed in my lifetime from you know, on up.
Yeah.
And then I'd lost my dad two Decembers ago in a house fire, and he had early Alzheimer's dementia. And I thought about all the things he had trouble doing in the last parts of his, you know, in his life, and it just flowed out when you start writing. So that's what the song's about. It's called Nearly Through.
I'd leave here on a freight train if I could. But they don't run these rusty rails anymore. I might float down this big river just for fun. But the barges will surely push me to the shore. So I sit here on this front porch, keep dreaming of all the things I wish that I could still do, while everything keeps changing all around me. I know my time on this old earth is nearly through. I'd walk down that dusty road where I was raised. There ain't no one left there to recognize my face. I might drive through the slow town at a slow pace. See, I don't drive the best these days. So I'll sit here on this front porch, keep dreaming of all the things I wish that I could still do, while everything keeps changing all around me. I know my time on this old earth is nearly through. Life was simple in my young days, friends and family all around. They didn't mind the lend a helping hand. Wonder where the world is headed now. While I sit here on this front porch, keep dreaming of all the things I wish that I could still do, while everything keeps changing all around me. I know my time on this old earth is nearly through. My time on this old earth is nearly through.
Well, I'll just tell you what, that made me do a lot of thinking. And it did Alan Roberts, I think it got him to thinking, and Wayne McClure, and Karen Hardin said that this is pure country. But boy,
Pretty good compliment.
but and one party here, you know, they said they're sorry for the loss of your father. But you know, when you go back to reflecting on memories like that old dusty road.
Oh yeah.
We lived out a little road about a mile long, and on Fridays I couldn't wait to see that dust coming up, because I knew it was one of my brothers or sisters coming in from Cincinnati.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was always exciting to see that. And I remember when I took that final ride out to when my parents were both gone, they had moved away from the home place and still had the farm. But I took that final ride out there and just stood around and reflected. And I had a video camera, and I've got that all on video.
That's neat.
And there was a weird experience that I could ever, if I didn't have it on video, I wouldn't tell it. But I was at our old pond, and there was a red fox that came down the hillside there, and it came all the way up to me, within 20 feet of me. I just stood very still. And it's sort of, in one way it scared me, in another way it was sort of like surreal, because, you know, this is not natural.
Yeah,
this is
right.
not natural.
Yeah.
And I've got that on video. I wouldn't take anything to that. But you made me do a lot of reflecting on that song right there. It's a great song.
I think appreciate that. That song, like I said, it had a touch.
Is that on your album?
No, it'll be on the next one.
Yeah,
it'll be.
be sure and put that on,
For sure.
on an album.
That you talking about Dad in that in this album. I wrote a song. One of the earlier songs I'd written is called "Stronger Man." That's the title of this album. It's an acoustic version of that song, and it had Lily Mae on fiddle, and we had an upright bass, Brian Zahn, and Frank playing mandolin. So it's all acoustic. It's guitar. But that's that phrase. It was a phrase he always said to me, because I remember not wanting to be out in the tobacco patch. And whatever was going on, I didn't want to do. He said, "It won't kill you. It'll just make you stronger." You know, that was just, you know, it's not going to kill you. It'll just make you stronger. That was it. And I had to go back and rewrite it, because there's a bridge in it that talks about the fire, because I was out. I mean, my friend called me and told me his house had been on fire, and the sirens were going by. I didn't know what was going on, so I drove out there, and I had to put a bridge in there that, you know, that came to it. That happened. It was in the song. It's hard to sing it out.
Yeah, well, it sure caught my attention. And thank you for singing it.
Yeah.
We have just a little more time for one more song, and I'm enjoying a lot of these folks. Mitzi Kelly, she said, "Wow, such a great song." It was a great song.
Thank you. Thanks for listening, everybody.
And you're doing a great job. I mean, your vocals are just great. We're enjoying having you on the show today, Reed.
I'm trying to figure out what we want to do as the last song. They're like kids, you know.
Yeah. Well, you save the best for last, don't you?
Well, I don't know. It's hard to say which one you like the best.
Well, I've liked them all so far. I haven't heard any that I didn't like. I guess the first one and this last one right here you sang were two that I really, you know, caught my attention real fast.
I've got one called, I think we'll do this one. I haven't cut this yet. It's called "Somewhere Between Jesus and the Bible."
Okay.
And it's, the hook came from, again, me listening to somebody talk. Tim Poe, my good buddy up at Riverbend Pub, and he was talking about some riders that were coming in the next round. He was trying to explain to me this guy's style, and he said, "He's somewhere between Jesus and drinking."
Okay.
I said, "Well,
that's where you got the hook at.
there's a song there."
All right.
And so yeah, that was that. But I changed it because I was in Montana playing duo shows with Chris Knight, and I just happened to throw that hook out to him and said, "I think I've got a pretty good hook for a song. What do you think about it?" He said, "I like it. I like that." He said, "I think it'd be better if it's Jesus in the Bible." I said, "Well, it'll be Jesus in the Bible."
Okay.
He's written a lot of good songs, so I'm gonna take his advice on it. Anyway, this is it.
Lived over half my life, guess I'm closer to death than alive. Never had any trouble before, neither things I've lost behind. Since you've been gone, I just can't get you out of my mind. No matter how hard I try, I can never go back in time. Left me somewhere between Jesus and the Bible. Lord knows I'm losing control. Gotta ease up on the throttle. I can't keep this thing in the middle of the road. And only heaven knows which way I'm gonna go. Looking from the outside, everyone thinks I'm doing okay. But they don't know these demons I fight this war against every day. Liquor's become my best friend, that's a cold hard truth. It's always there for me to hold, wish I could say the same about you. Left me somewhere between Jesus and the Bible. Lord knows I'm losing control. Gotta ease up on the throttle. can't keep this thing in the middle of the road. 'Cause only heaven knows which way I'm gonna go. Just because I'm not in church doesn't mean I don't believe. And I need some help, Lord, I'm down on bended knees. And I'm somewhere between Jesus and the Bible. Lord knows I'm losing control. Gotta ease up on the throttle. I can't keep this thing in the middle of the road. 'Cause only heaven knows which way I'm gonna go. Only heaven knows which way I'm gonna go.
Great job, Reed.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate
I'll tell
it.
you what a great artist you are, and writer. I mean, you're singing all original music here today, and I'm seeing nothing but good comments on Facebook, and
That's
of course
great.
on radio. You can let me know later.
Give me a follow on Facebook out there if you like.
Yeah, go ahead and promote that.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate it. It's Reed Fields, and it may say Reed Fields Music, but that's just my page. So,
And that's spelled
Instagram,
R-E-E?
R-E-E-D Fields. It's just
Right.
Field with an S on it,
Mhm.
and then we're pushing 2,700. I'd like to get over that soon, hopefully.
Well,
On followers, but
I don't know why you wouldn't. You've got a bunch on here today.
good deal, good deal.
And we just want to say thanks again for coming. You're very talented, and would like to invite you to come back again later in the year.
Would love to. Maybe get this album done. We can talk some more
And
about
get
it.
some of your friends in there. Yeah, oh, absolutely. When you get it done, give me a month's notice, and we'll get something set up. Okay.
Good deal. And then Instagram, it's R Fields Music. So
Okay. All right. Great show.
thank you, Charlie. I appreciate
Great
it.
show.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. We're going to wind things down here on this side of the microphone. We got the news coming up here, and another great hour.